What if aging wasn't something we had to accept? What if it wasn't inevitable? Imagine a future where you don't just look younger, but your cells are biologically younger, your vision restored, your memory sharper, your body literally turned back in time. It sounds impossible, but it's happening. Right now, scientists at Harvard, MIT, and biotech labs around the world are working on something that just a decade ago sounded like science fiction. Gene therapy that reprograms aging cells back to a youthful state. Not just in petri dishes, in human trials. And the results are stunning. This is the story of how scientists are trying to reprogram life itself, and what it means for our health, our future, and the very definition of being human. The science of cellular reprogramming. To understand how this works, we need to zoom in, way in, down to the level of your cells. Every cell in your body has the same DNA, but not every cell acts the same. Some become skin, others become brain. Some divide endlessly, while others live quietly for decades. That's because of something called gene expression. It's like software that tells the cell what to do. As we age, this software gets buggy. Cells stop dividing properly. They accumulate damage. They forget their identity. They become senescent, alive, but no longer functioning. This breakdown is what drives aging, and diseases like dementia, arthritis, vision loss, and even cancer. But in 2006, a Japanese scientist named Shinya Yamanaka made a discovery that changed everything. He identified 4 genes, now called Yamanaka factors, that could take a fully mature cell and reprogram it all the way back into a stem cell. That means it was no longer a skin cell or a liver cell. It was a blank slate, as if aging had been erased. The world was stunned. It won him a Nobel Prize. But the question that followed was even bigger. Could we partially reprogram a cell? Could we make it younger without wiping its entire identity? The answer is now leaning toward yes. Harvard's gene therapy trials. Fast forward to 2024. Researchers at Harvard Medical School, led by Dr. David Sinclair, a pioneer in longevity science, have taken that discovery one step further. Instead of completely resetting cells, they're using a partial reprogramming approach. They use 3 of the Yamanaka factors, OCT4, SOX2, and KLF4, leaving out the 4th, which is associated with cancer risk. The result? Cells that are rejuvenated, but still know what they are. In lab mice, this therapy reversed signs of aging in multiple organs: the brain, muscles, kidneys, and even the optic nerve. That last part is critical, because the eye is often the first place aging shows up, and for millions, it becomes a life-altering disability. That's where NAION comes in. NAION stands for non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy. It's a disease that causes sudden, irreversible vision loss, especially in older adults. There are no treatments. Until now. In 2024 and 2025, the first human trials began, injecting this gene therapy directly into the eyes of patients with NAION. The goal? Not just to stop the damage, but to regenerate the optic nerve and restore sight. And so far, early results show promise. Participants are regaining visual function, nerve cells are regrowing, and all with no signs of harmful side effects. This could be the beginning of something revolutionary. What else could be reprogrammed? If we can reprogram eye cells, what about brain cells? What about heart cells? Researchers are already expanding trials to conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's, where aging neurons lose their function; heart failure, where reprogramming could strengthen cardiac tissue; diabetes, by restoring insulin-producing beta cells in the pancreas; arthritis, by regenerating cartilage in worn-down joints. The potential is staggering. Instead of treating symptoms, we could repair the underlying cellular age driving those diseases. It's like software updates for your body, patching corrupted code, restoring performance, and extending function long past what we thought possible. It raises an almost philosophical question. If your cells become young again, are you young again? The ethical and safety questions. Of course, this isn't all good news. There are real dangers. Cellular reprogramming flirts with a razor-thin line between healing and harm. Push the reset button too far, and a cell might become unstable, or worse, cancerous. That's why safety is the #1 concern. That's why early trials use targeted delivery. For example, injecting gene therapy only in the eye, where the risk of systemic side effects is lower. But if and when this expands to full-body rejuvenation, things get more complicated. There's also the ethical dimension. If aging can be reversed, who gets access? Will it be reserved for the wealthy, the connected, the elite? And what happens to society when people can live to 100, 120, or even longer, in good health? Do we reimagine retirement, population growth, global resource use? And then there's the deeper, more human question. Is aging a disease to be cured, or a part of life to be respected? We are entering an era where those answers are no longer theoretical. They're urgent. The future of rejuvenation science. Despite the challenges, the momentum is real. Big biotech companies like Altos Labs, Retro Biosciences, and Calico, funded by the likes of Jeff Bezos and Google, are pouring billions into reprogramming technologies. The dream? Therapies that roll back biological age by 5, 10, even 20 years. Annual or semi-regular gene infusions to keep organs healthy. A world where 80-year-olds run marathons and 90-year-olds keep working because they want to, not because they're forced. And for the skeptics, consider this. In the early 1900s, the average lifespan was under 50. Today, it's over 72. That change didn't come from magic. It came from science, medicine, and determination. Now, for the first time, we're not just extending life, we're aiming to restore it. We're standing at the edge of one of the greatest scientific transformations in human history. Not just longer life, but better life. If you're fascinated by how science is reshaping the human experience, hit subscribe. This is Whispers of Fiction, where the lines between possibility and reality grow thinner every day. Let us know in the comments. Would you try gene therapy to reverse aging? Or do you think some parts of life are better left untouched? Until next time, stay curious.